Beloved heart, I am so excited to invite you to my mailing list, and you will get a free gift called the 5D Rebalance and Tune-Up Transmission. That is a light language transmission to help you tune up or rebalance your chakras as the energies for this ascension has increased significantly. So sometimes we can feel out of tune or out of balance. And so this will help at a quantum level. So click the link that's in the notes of this show, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care. Welcome, beloved awakened one. I'm Monica Bermudez, and this is the podcast of the Ascended Earth, the transfiguration of the new you, the new human. We are an ever-evolving human, learning, growing, expanding, and upgrading. What you are and always will be is a divine, cosmic galactic source from source, more than you can imagine. But not all of us are living to our fullest potential. It is time to embrace what you are and unlock your magical keys and spiritual gifts. This podcast is a transmission of energy codes meant to unlock other dormant DNAs to remember, reconnect, revive, and renew you to the new human, the avatar that you are. This is the transfiguration of the new you. Hello, beloved. Welcome back. I am enjoying every episode recording for my podcast. In this episode, I want to dedicate a conversation and a discussion around light language. And that's what it's all about. It's about the remembrance of the language of light that is a universal thing of language. So I want to talk a little more about that and explore it here with you, as I've done many talks before and I've had free masterclass on it as well. And I also mentioned it in my first episode for this podcast of my ability reawakening of the aspect of my light language channeling, which what I do with a lot of clients, and the type of language that I speak is of a dragon alchemical magical type that is very DNA activating, as well as DNA opening up different chambers and aspects. So light language is actually a different form of like sounds and vibrations that emanate from the soul aspect within our deepest soul. And it is a language that is spoken across the entire universe, and the many different star nations, they all have their own form of language or form of light language that they speak. And some of them, sound in a very different frequency and vibration. Some of it is actually spoken that does have, a bit of, translation, but I would say for the most part, it is about the energy of it, because as Tesla had said, that everything's about frequency and vibration. And that's really what it is with light language. It is, this just a lot of sounds and vibrational frequencies that do connect with us within our every cell or our heart. And those who speak it will find that they speak in a very different way, or that their ability of that light language is very different. And everybody's going to be unique. Let's just say everybody who speaks it is very unique. And so it's either going to be showing up in different forms. So I know that right now it feels like the light language is becoming, let's say, very popular, and it's going to increase even more so as the ascension and the awakening is happening at a very accelerated level. And so many will start to find their ability or their inner voice of the soul aspect to start to reawaken. And the future of this new earth is going to have, I would say, everybody speaking a different type of light language. And light language is also expressed through different arts. And the one that is closest to that would be through the sacred geometry. And certain paintings also carry a lot of these light codes. And also, it can be written or it could be, you know, expressed in different ways. And so each way that it is expressed, they carry certain energetic codes to them that either can activate certain DNAs or it's just a matter of just bringing in relaxation or joy or love or anything else that, is being expressed in that moment. And is also a remembrance as well that it could bring forth all of that too. Now I have, found that I channel the light language through my voice, but I've also been expressing it through writing and also through certain forms of art, like the sacred geometry that I sometimes draw. And sometimes I don't even have to be doing those very unique sounds and vibrations. And it just naturally just flows through my hands and through my eyes and through my whole facial expression, which is why I at times go on video camera because that is also another form of me sharing these light codes and energy codes with others who watch those videos or who connect with me or resonate with me in that way. But even just speaking through my voice, that there is certain energetic codes that get uh, shuffled through that or transmitted, let's just say, and is felt as well in that. So speaking at any type of tone of voice that, I may be sharing, it's also embedded with certain light codes and energy codes within them. So that is, how I've been expressing my own light language channeling and expression with others. There's been times that that it comes out as singing, and the one time that it did come out as singing was when I was in, it was Norfolk Island, which is one of the islands off of Australia. I believe Sydney, Australia is the closest to it because at least that's where I flew out of, and it seemed to be the closest. But setting foot there because this land is so magical, this island itself, I actually really love the vibration of this land, and it felt very reconnecting to Mu, to the lost continent of Lemuria, and just being on this ley line and grid system, it was already reconnecting me with some of my remembrance. And so what would come out would be these songs. Unfortunately, I didn't record it at the time. This is way before like I even started doing light language in public, because before that, I really had to go through a lot of my own trust in order for me to be able to channel it in public and to do, a lot of group calls, to do this in a group setting. I had to like really build on my trust and my confidence in doing that. And a lot has changed since then. So I have so much trust. And the more trust that I had, the more it's been opening up other doors of connection of my channeling and expanding more on my channel as well. But going back to the light language, that this is expressed, in all kinds of forms, like I just mentioned. And it is whatever you feel, a calling in and that expression. And, and I personally did not really care to be channeling light language, but I was always surrounded by other people who were channeling it, and eventually it just came out naturally. Especially when I started connecting more with Thoth, which is the ancient Egyptian god, who was called Thoth, and whose name evolved through time in ancient Greek to like Hermes. So they're both the same, but he was an immortal that existed in ancient Egypt and probably evolved into like ancient Greece thereafter. And he was one who actually taught light language to goddess Isis and many others as well. And so he and I connected, and so that's how he started also teaching me and showing me how to connect to my own light language. And ever since then, it's been growing and expanding. So if you have a connection to Thoth and you feel this desire to want to be into this light language, the one thing that he says is that, by all means, call upon him to assist you with this, and he will help you, get better at your language if that is what you desire right now. And just allow it to be expressed in whatever way that is, whether that's singing, that's writing, that's any other form. Because I always feel that like language will always expand, and it's almost like this software programming for the hardware, right? Like the computer, because you can think of us, our human bodies, as these computers that take these different energy codes, and those energy codes that come from the universe are actually a software upgrade or update. And so we're going through like version 2.0 or version 3.0 or version 4.0, whatever, right? Different higher different versions of ourselves. And so that's what light language feels like to me. It's like going through these like different software upgrades and patches, and it can expand. It can be, listened to at whatever time and location. And they will still have the same effects of its energy codes in us, and, upgrade us in however way that is, or bring us healing, or just bring us like certain relaxation and calmness and peace and harmony. And so, like a lot of times my clients have expressed me as being like this energy spa. And so, that's what light language is all about, that I wanted to share more about this. And I will be sharing a little more as well in some of the other episodes. But for now, I feel like this, will resonate for so many who feel, a desire and are interested in learning a little more about it and what it is, if you've like heard it through, some places of people mentioning it. And so at least now you have some insight. This is your first time hearing about it, so it could be an introductory for you. And for others who already are speaking it and, are going through this fear base of whether you're doing it right, believe me, you're doing it right. You just have to trust it, to trust the process. I didn't have anybody to mentor me other than like communicating with Toth. And at the time, I was also going through a lot of doubt and not knowing if I was doing it right. But eventually, the more that I did in practice and worked with so many other clients, that I really felt that it was doing a lot. And also, like, I used it on myself. So I would record it, and then I would listen for myself, and I would definitely, benefit from the effects of it as well. So I am trusting it more so than ever. So just have that confidence and courage to do it. And that's my message to you for now. And I will be connecting with you in another episode. I am sending you love.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to click like, save, and share with others so they can also experience what you just experienced. And stay tuned for some more high vibe episodes. And I'll be connecting with you in the next quantum field. Sending you so much love.